Discovery in San Bernardino as officers rushed to help a woman being mauled by a dog. They discovered another badly wounded victim who later died. As KCAL's Joy Benedict reports, police say they were forced to open fire on two dogs that came at them.
Honestly, it's pretty sad, pretty shocking.
Neighbors came by looking for answers as crime scene tape and discarded clothing tell the story of a brutal attack that left one dog shot and a woman dead.
It's frightening, upsetting, kind of sad, because you don't know if it's dogs, foxes, wolves, whatever we have running around here.
Thursday around 5 in the evening, an officer with the San Bernardino Police Department responded to the East Twin Creek after a call of a dog attack. As he was helping a victim, investigators say two dogs came back.
At the time that the officer was rendering aid to the female, there was two dogs that rushed out of a brush. He then fired 2 rounds to protect him and the female that he was rendering aid to.
The officer shot and killed one dog and then realized there was a second victim, a 51-year-old woman who appeared to have bites to her face. She was taken to the hospital where she died.
I have a grandchild that goes to school here, and you want to make sure they're safe. And to hear something like that, it's scary.
We don't know much about either of the women attacked, but the area is known to be frequented by those who are unhoused. And neighbors say some of the people who took shelter here kept dogs with them.
Homeless people, they be passing by, having them like without leashes, so they're kind of just next to them. But I mean, yeah, it's sad anything happened. Tragic story.
The two dogs that police say approached the officer appeared to be pit bulls. One died in the shooting. The other was taken by animal control as part of 14 total rounded up from the Wash area as they try and determine which animals may have been involved. Those who live around here are glad all the strays were taken, as they certainly don't want anything like this to happen again.
I hope that, they caught the animals and that this lady, whoever was mauled, has a family and that they can give her proper burial, because it's sad and scary.
All 14 dogs rounded up after this incident are now in the custody of San Bernardino Animal Control as they're trying to figure out which ones are strays or whether they have owners. From San Bernardino, I'm Joy Benedict, KCAL News.
Okay, shalom, kwam yasha koholoimla Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakahakudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us his beautiful truth. And just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Nawah, just coming at you with another quick lesson and praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And this is Amos 3:6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it? So the Lord was, he had all that set up, because the Lord, man's goings of the Lord. He's the ones that kill and makes alive. And from the way that it looked, those could have been, Jake's or Eve's, you know what I'm saying? When we say Jacob, we say, we mean, children of Israel, maybe Northern Kingdom from that particular area looking like. But let's get the Apocrypha real quick. Because first off, it's enough to just be unhoused from what they say, the homeless. This is what Trump is, signing this executive order this to from his saying, clean up the streets and institutionalize these people. But this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 28. In the Apocrypha, 1611 King James Bible, also known as the Book of Sirach, it says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on short strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out the force and appease the wrath of him that made them. So the Lord created spirits of vengeance to appease his wrath. And again, even homelessness is one of those spirits type of deal, to have someone out on the streets, and whatever kind of weather and not being properly, to be homeless, man. I guess people don't really think about it the way that it really is, because you get up, you're able to take a shower by granted, you know what I'm saying? Like a damn shower goes a long ways, you know what I'm saying? Being able to just walk into the kitchen, and prepare you something to eat. You know, just being able to lay in a bed, you know, where you feeling like, you know, the luxury of safety, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like you can sit and just watch TV. You're in your house. See, people take stuff like that for granted as well. You know, people really don't understand like being out on the streets. That's a whole nother now some men can, you know, men generally will handle it way better than women anyway, you know, but that is still, you know, you start to just deteriorate, so to speak, you know what I'm saying, when you don't have those proper things, man, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to housing. But that in itself is a spirit of vengeance, you know. But verse 29, it says, fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts. See that? That's the point that I wanted to get to. One of the spirits of vengeance is teeth of wild beasts. Whether it's a pit bull. Matter of fact, it was a now that this I'm seeing now, you know, thinking of this one, it was a story I seen, I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, where a zoo trainer, I think it ended up getting mauled by a tiger or some shit like that. Not exactly sure where it was, but you know, I seen it pop up and I was like, spirits of vengeance, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't go into it. I might be able to find it. But it goes on to say, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. So, Salakia, yeah, these spirits of vengeance, they're not like, you know, well, Lord, that's a woman, they're homeless already, you know, let us not do that to her. No, it says that they rejoice in the commandment from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Now, they didn't say whether or not the dogs appeared to be in a starvation type of mode, because hell, if they hungry, you know, they gonna get down on whatever they see that they feeling like they can, you know, reduce that hunger. But it's, you know, I guess the dog, it says that she was more mauled up in her face. So imagine that. Imagine dogs, you know, canine teeth digging into your face, and you know, pit bulls, they shake, like they, you know, they give that, you know, because they trying to rip, you know, apart, you know, what it is that they're biting, you know, that you. So imagine that. Imagine the fear that she felt, you know. Matter of fact, the brother went into he I think the brother's name was Mauled. He posted this on a live yesterday. That Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 31. And it reads, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. So imagine that kind of fear that she had to have had, man. You know, I'm telling you, man, hey, that's a scary situation. I've been in situations with dogs. And me as a man, I'm going to tell you now, that is a scary fucking situation, bro. You know, and just by the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, you know, he held me down, you know. Well, let me see something real quick. Slock. Okay, Khan, I found that one. It says zoo worker mauled to death by tiger after it escaped during behind the scenes tour. See? This might have been somewhere else, though. I'm not sure if this... Oh, shit, hold on. He was found unconscious at the Jerusalem Biblical Zoo. Oh, man, bro. It says the zoo said it was working with Israeli police to investigate how the big cat escaped into the courtyard. Damn, I didn't even know that. Because like I said, I seen this and I didn't even click into it. But this is, you know, one of those versions of Teeth of Wild Beast, man. Damn. Imagine that. Police are currently investigating whether a technical malfunction in the door to the enclosure allowed the animal to escape. Well, that was Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. That's what spirits of vengeance. Open that door, man, if anything. The zoo spokesperson said the tragic event occurred this morning when doing a routine activity to prepare the tigers for enrichment, which took place as part of a behind-the-scenes tour for visitors to the zoo. A tiger managed to escape from the tiger enclosure into an inner courtyard and attack one of the zoo employees who was preparing the activity. Yep, and there you have it. Yeah, I thought I seen something like that. And look, man, these tigers is big as shit. I don't know how big they get. Man, these motherfuckers probably get up to about 1,000 pounds, man. Imagine teeth being sunk into your ass, man, by something like that. Now, I seen something else too. Check this out. As I was scrolling, because I was trying to find that story again. You just seen a damn octopus attack. Like, god damn. Now, this right here too. Flesh-eating bacteria leaves 8 dead, 32 sick across Gulf Coast states. Flesh-eating bacteria. Hey, that's you can kind of throw that in the range of teeth of wild beasts, man, just on a small microscopic level, man. So the Lord is not playing no games out here, man. And it's 441. I'm not gonna go into that, but this one right here. Octopus latches on to 6-year-old boy refusing to release. Mother says, showing footage of the child's injuries. So I'm assuming the child is still alive, but shit, man. How the fuck did an octopus? Oh, okay, so this shit happened at an aquarium. I know the Aki like the aquariums. Hey, be careful at the aquariums, bro. This was, she explained in the video that her son has often visited the octopus at the San Antonio aquarium. In the past, he is allowed to touch the creature, and it usually suctions on to her and her son, then releases. Okay, I ain't ever done nothing like this. I didn't know they had octopuses on display where you can touch on them like that. It says this time it latched on and did not release, she said. When she tried to pull her son away from the creature, it started coming out of the tank. God damn. She wrote in the video description that the octopus always loved her son. Her son until today. When she tried to pull him into the tank, damn, it took 3 aquarium employees to get her off. She noted, we thought it was a sweet animal bond until it left bruises. I don't know, I guess it's a female octopus. Yeah, boy, that right there looked pretty serious right there. They got some suctions on them. The San Antonio Aquarium posted a video on TikTok in which a woman discussed the octopus suction cups and noted that people can get hickeys or octopus kisses. Yeah, right. Shit. All right, well, anyway. I wouldn't even be doing nothing like that, but I just seen that as well. So, Salakia, y'all. A lot of stuff going on in the news, man. But, again, just imagine the fear of this woman, you know what I'm saying, getting mauled, man, by these dogs like that. I'm telling you, it's a scary situation. You can say what you want until you come into that situation. They get to growling, man, and they get to showing them damn teeth. I got bit by a dog one time when I was a kid. Had to a damn rabies shot. You know what I'm saying? Because the guy he wouldn't produce the damn dog to see if the dog actually had it. He ended up hiding the dog somewhere, and my grandfather was pretty pissed about it and kind of went around the way with his shotgun and shit. But yeah, a scary situation, man. And they got them sharp ass teeth, man, that'll dig in real quick on you, man. So yeah, it's 444. So we need mercy, man. You want to pray. That's why the scripture says to pray without ceasing. Pray before you leave the crib. Because I don't go for walks like I used to in the neighborhood, but I used to go for walks. And there was a guy down the street from where I'm at. He ended up getting mauled by 3 pit bulls. And he ended up, tearing his arm off and shit like that. He lived for a few days, but he was so fucked up, he ended up passing away in critical condition or whatever in the hospital. And that was a route that I used to walk. And actually, he was just getting off the bus coming home from work. He was on the city bus. He got off the bus. Like, soon as he got off the bus, the dogs had attacked him and stuff like that. So, and there's been a lot of dog maulings here in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of kids been getting caught up, so it's just not safe, man. If you're not walking around with a pistol, it's better to just not walk, in the neighborhood. And that's fucked up, because I used to go for walks all the time, just trying to get my little exercise in. I walk, had a little ride. Now, if anything, I try and hit a metro park or something, but no, it's not wise to even walk in the neighborhoods no more, you know what I'm saying? But either way, man's going to love you, how about Shemel side. So if he got it out for your ass, he gonna get you anyway. And that's what I was going into yesterday at camp, and the brothers was putting some real nice precepts in the comment board. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and 39. So it wouldn't have been nothing she could have done anyway. It says, see now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So that's very important to know right there. I mean, it don't make no difference. Even if, because the Lord could have had those dogs get at the police officers. They could have bust off some shots, but if the Lord didn't want the dog hit, or whatever the case may have been, or if the Lord wanted those police officers to get the business, they would have got the business as well. You know what I'm saying? So when the Lord got it out for you, he got it out for you. Because think about it. I mean, out of all the people that was in that encampment, because you could see it was clearly a pretty decent sized encampment, as far as the homeless, them dogs could have got at anybody. But the Lord chose, he had it out for those particular women. The ones that got wounded and the one that actually died from her wounds. You know what I'm saying? So imagine again, a dogs, multiple dogs. They got your face. Their teeth are deep within your damn teeth. All in your lips, your eyes. You know what I'm saying? They're probably, catching her around her damn temple. Jabbing into her temples and just her nose. Just imagine that. Imagine that, man. Imagine that kind of fear, man. And that's why it's so important to, have a healthy fear for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. So I didn't want to keep it long. I seen this and I was like, damn. And then it made me think of that tiger mauling. And imagine that over in Israel. A damn tiger in Israel. Come on, bro. And that's a cut too to them being the real Israelites. Because if they were the real Israelites, they would have new bodies and wouldn't even be able to be mauled. There wouldn't be no... Matter of fact, the scripture talks about how even the animals would be at peace. So that's a cut to them being the actual Israelites. And those people are imposters and shouldn't even be in that land to begin with. And I just was watching too. They had a I don't even know what the fuck this was, but people are marching all over the world in the tens of thousands against Israel right now because when they seeing these pictures of these babies now, and that's not a good look for Israel. These pictures of these babies, with their spines, with their little rib cages and shit showing from that starvation. That's not a good look for Israel right now, man. And you Americans, these Americans don't know that America got more into that than actual Israel, because America's the one that's sending the weapons, and America's the one that's actually funding Israel to do that shit. So here you go, your Christian Americans are funding, you know what I'm saying, the starvation of these babies over there. And people, people looking at America and especially Israel with a side eye right now. So, but that's all by the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because we're living in the last days and these people must be exposed. That's that 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. That the Lord can't come until the man of sin, the son of perdition, or the man of sin be revealed. And they're being revealed, and it's these Edomites. So imagine that in Israel, a damn zookeeper getting mauled by a damn tiger. Fuck out of here, man. Anyway, I'm gonna end out there. Yeah, I pray that the lesson was edifying. With that, Kwam Yasha Allah and a Baba Bar.